Hello, wonderful you lot watchers, and welcome back to the Super Mega Happy Fun Time Thursday. Adam had to work late last second because he got a phone call from work and we're missing Johnny and Kitty. Very exciting Thursday stream.
Is it exciting that we're missing Johnny and Kitty? Because that's what I took from that.
It's kind of sad. It's also not nice that you had to work late.
No.
No, I'm going to claim it back as time. Oh, hi Jeff. Hope you're well.
Hi, Jeff.
I hope
Adam is
you're
gonna
enjoying
click
all of the episodes I haven't uploaded this week.
Sad potato.
In good news, I have started building the new PC. Well, I've ordered some parts for the new PC, which should make editing episodes and exporting them very quick.
Oh, yay!
Nice.
So I looked at some things online, the power of what my new PC is going to be once people have got stock back in. And what normally takes 45 minutes will take about 6 minutes.
Ooh,
Very nice.
Yeah, so there's a serious power difference, and I'll be able to do them at nicer quality as well. So it's
Sweet.
very fast. So Matt, maybe one day we'll get together and kind of just try and upload loads.
Yes.
So one of us can do the blurb bit, looking at you.
Yeah.
One of us can do the editing bit,
Looking at you.
looking at me. There we go. And then I think we'll be able to catch up pretty quick.
Could we maybe do a couple in the meantime while we're waiting for that possibility? Just to,
It could be arranged anyway. Other good news, you might have seen that Georgia, stroke red, was drinking some rather nice looking drink there.
I mean, it's gone now.
She was drinking.
She was.
I was drinking some nice
Was
drink.
there a reason you were drinking that rather nice looking drink there?
Maybe. I had an interview today to be the head of faculty, the head of creative arts, and I got it. So as of January, I'll be the head of creative arts at my school.
Does that mean
Which
you're
is
going to buy
very
yourself
exciting
a really
considering I've been
expensive
there for
microphone and headset and
I mean, I technically could. I could buy myself a ring light. I've always wanted one of those.
They're great.
Yeah, like Cat's one immediately. When you posted the link on our group, I was like, oh.
It wasn't that
They're not-
pricey.
No.
It's like
I'm down
20
in
quid,
price a
25
lot.
quid.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
The
So that
boyfriend
is
is
good
getting me
news. So
the rest of the
congratulations.
bottle.
can I just mention it's today, well, tomorrow, it's a year since I started playing with you guys. A year
Wow.
Wow.
first showed
How
up.
long have we been playing then?
Too long.
2 years. I think it's been 2
Longer.
years.
Don't worry.
2
It's
years,
this.
and we still have.
The Amber Temple's going to be like
majority
one
of
session,
the
guys. Don't worry.
I remember that. We were like, should we just go and blitz it?
Well, we were coming up on a bank holiday because I remember saying, I think it was Adam saying, well, because it's a bank holiday, we could have a slightly longer session and
yeah.
get it done in one go. A slightly longer session.
5. And we only just did it in 5. There's people like posting online and they're like, oh, well, we got Curse of Strahd complete in a month and a half. And I'm like, what?
Did
And they're
they
like,
play
yeah,
every
we
day?
do
They weren't
play
trying
once a
hard
week
enough.
for 2 hours. And I'm like,
No.
um,
Did they just
They
like
must have-
arrive in Barovia, go straight to Ravenloft and kill
Yeah.
Strahd?
Maybe they
Done.
sided with Strahd. Strahd came to them and he was like, want to make a deal? And they were like, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
And then game
Yeah.
done.
You want to come to my house for dinner? You're like, yeah.
Or they went straight to the
I'd
Amber
like some
Temple
power.
and met that statue,
And died.
went to sleep.
the sleepy statue in the Amber
Oh, yeah.
Temple.
That was still one of my favourite moments.
Oh, God. One at a time.
One at a time, they walked in,
Constance
failed the
goes in.
saving throw,
Doesn't come out.
had a sleep.
Hunter goes in, doesn't come out. Bronwyn goes in, doesn't come out.
Happy days. Right, let's get this show on the road. So, catching up from last time was a little bit of a weird one. So, we split the party, and we had Constance, plus Jakul, plus Bronwyn, do a mad dash to pick up some weapons for the Knights of the Silver Dragon. In the process of finding equipment for them, an unknown guardian who must have been in that tomb, well, not even a tomb, must have been in the armory for quite a long time. The armour stood stationary. Who did the armour belong to?
Argynvost.
Himself.
And the fighting style was Argynvost's fighting
It
style.
was indeed his
and his
fighting style.
face was Argynvost's face.
His face. He had the face of Argynvost.
The fists that squashed me into the ground were the fists of Argynvost.
The knights were not happy.
No.
And when a 21 wouldn't hit him, I saw the fear on Johnny's eyes as he got hit by not one, not two, but 3 attacks, and one of them I think was a critical hit.
Oh, poor Johnny.
Yeah.
Happy days.
He was still standing at the end of that fight.
Yeah.
But you managed to best
I
him.
pumped a full heal into him as well.
You managed to best him, got the armour, and you carried some of the equipment back. Can you remember what you focused on bringing back with you?
Crossbows and some short swords.
And
Crossbows.
And chainmail?
Long
chainmails,
swords and
and
chainmail.
long
Yeah.
swords and some shields.
Yeah.
Did you make a note of what you were bringing?
Mostly crossbows. I think they were like 8,
Yeah.
6, 8, 8.
Yeah.
I got it as... just bring up mine. Sorry.
I know someone wrote it down. I think it was Adam.
Sit down.
It was all the crossbows that were there.
Yeah. I think it was like 8
Chainmail.
crossbows, a sword for everyone,
Okay.
and then like as
Chainmail.
many chainmails as like to top
I
up.
think you only brought like 3 shields and 3 suits, 3 or 4 suits of chainmail, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we
You can
couldn't
watch the episode
carry
back once I've
very many.
uploaded it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And you were on your way back, travelling at full speed, and you had separated slightly for the journey back, with those who were more light of foot going ahead, and those who were slightly slower for a race against time to make it back to Argynvost. The others, Nature Crew, Grove Gang, whatever you want to call yourself, because you've still not named your party. Thank you. Thanks for that. You set up camp in a grove that had been summoned by Red, resting, with Hunter being physically exhausted, Elion needing some time to recover from his heroes telling him he was a very naughty boy and he should feel bad.
So sad.
But you didn't get long to rest. Wolves in the mist probed your defences. Your spiked growth and mist walls held them at bay. But not for... As they tried to draw out your treant protectors, a humongous wolf dug a tunnel underneath to explode into the middle of the grove. As they did, you fought them. Some unlikely allies arrived to help. Can anyone remember who it was?
It
Ivan.
was Ivan, the lovely guard from Crash. Some
Watcher's son.
teenage necromancer I've never met before.
It was fun.
Necro baby.
And Alexei, nope, Nikolai
Nikolai.
Watcher.
He gave the opposite name.
He
of
said
what
he was
his name
Alexei.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we think he's Alexei.
I mean,
He's a motherfucking liar.
we don't really care.
No.
And they helped. Some of the wolves who had been killed came back to life.
And
and started to fight the other wolves, who were soon killed, but if it wasn't for that, you might well have been in trouble.
Oh yeah, it was very useful help. I kind of came back to
a
life.
drunk somehow managed to survive and dodge out of the way of untold injuries, and Hunter tore Wolf from Wolf.
And I stayed in a tree.
You stayed in a tree and shot them. You soon discovered that the Vistani were heading towards Argynvostholt. The numbers that you've seen, the knights would not be able to defend against this many. The Vistani do not fight in a manner similar to anything else you've come across in Barovia. They have archers, are stealthy and sneaky. They have what could be bards, you're not sure, but you've heard them play a lot of music. The knights would not. You decided to leave the grove behind you, and in the grove you left Victor and Nikolai. Ivan the guard said he would come with you, because he owed Jakul debt to help. So the four of you left the grove. It's currently about 3 a.m, something like that. You are tired. The last 24 hours has been hard work. If you look back over the last 24 hours, you had a beautiful feast and a lovely long night. And then for some reason, which you can't quite put your finger on, you ran or went across a river and ran for miles and miles to catch somebody, only to instantly forgive him, be attacked by a giant sea monster, then to fight some more, then to break into the back of Argynvost and fight some knights and put a skull to rest, then to fight some massive wolves, and they're probably the greatest swordsman any of you have seen before, to now be on your way back to Argynvost.
All in a day's work.
I'd have preferred it to be several days' work.
A lifetime's work. So, you find yourselves on the way back. We will start with the God Squad, please.
Okay.
Jakul and Bronwyn, you have never seen any living being move and fight as beautifully as the creature you have just beaten. You saw it absorb blows that would kill a lesser being, block impossible angles, riposte and counter with blinding speed, and cast magic. Between you are able to beat it, but it does run through your mind how lucky you were. You look at some of the wounds on the Knights of the Silver Dragon who you travel with. Vicious wounds. Wounds that would single-handedly have cut down grown men. Somehow these two knights still walk. They don't complain of their wounds, but you can see, Jakul, that they still seem to hurt them. So again, these are mortal men. They are not. Any magic they had has been lost. It would seem they still have skill of blade and abilities that can help. They're heavily laden now with all of the armour. Walking in synchronized, marching together. Their steps synchronized. Heads down, they push through as fast as they can. Bronwyn, you're quicker. I think you pushed ahead.
Constance and I went ahead. Yeah.
You can see Constance riding on the back of Hadron, this large battle goat mount. Beast is heavily laden with armour and shields. The heavier items to carry, as is Constance on the saddle. add into that weight and carry in more. Your knowledge of mounts, even with this thing being summoned and magical, know that this beast of burden will not be able to survive for long at this pace, carrying this much weight. If this was a normal horse, travelling this distance, this quick, with this much weight, this would be the end of it. It would sustain injuries that would be almost impossible to recover from, unless it was in its prime and very strong. Yet it doesn't complain. The look of determination in both of their eyes as they push on. You can see Constance eagerly trying to push the mount faster. It's trying to obey. But you look over your shoulder, you can see the other three, Jakul plus the 2 knights, pushing through, carrying these heavy burdens, doing what they can to keep up. Push on fast or wait for them?
Push on. She's pretty badly wounded as well, so she wants to get back to somewhere relatively safe.
The mists are rolling down the mountain sides to the west. Sort of southwest from you. Almost like a sea of fog waving underneath your feet. In the distance, you do hear the sounds of wolf calls coming more from the north as they get more intense. Assume whatever the wolves were hunting, they have caught their prey. You recognise the calls. They are one excitement of battle, bloodlust to them. But one by one, as you march, the calls get lesser and lesser, till there are none. Then a howl into the night from a different kind of beast echoes out. Deep, victorious, joined by another. And then silence. There's nothing. No birdsong, no moon, no stars, no wolves. Just darkness and mist and silence as you quickly can hear your own footsteps and curse how loud Hadrian is with constant armour moving. If anything was hunting you, it would hear you from miles away. But more annoyingly, because she makes so much noise, it's making it so hard for you to hear. Push on fast or slow down?
Keep going fast.
You keep going fast. Jakul, you can see in the distance Hadrian with Constance riding him, plus Bronwyn. They're too quick to keep up with. Even heavily loaded, Bronwyn is flight of foot. Easily able to jump from rock to rock, moving expertly across the terrain, and before long she is lost from view. Hadrian's heavy loaded, but even so he's able to move a lot quicker than the three of you.
Yep.
There's no complaints from the 2 knights. But every now and again you can see some of the wounds on them opening up again. So when you've healed them, because it's been quick heals, it's kind of almost like super glued the wounds shut.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to take time for that not to be an annoyance. They push on, and very little grumbling between the 2 of them. You can see there's something on their minds, but they don't communicate with each other. Not out loud anyway. Arms laden, they push on. Do anything or just push hard?
I'm just going to keep silent and push hard. I'm going to I'm pretty healthy from that, so I'm going to take a step behind them so I could just keep an eye on them and assist if they seem like they're going to stumble or anything.
You can see the way they're moving is very well trained. Think the way you would imagine Roman legionnaires mixed with British soldiers. They are perfectly in sync and in step with each other across rough terrain, moving It's like they're almost one person.
Oof.
There's no drill to, you know what I mean? Imagine there's a constant beat. Boom. That is their pace as they move across the terrain. They do not ease off the gas. It is like an exact kind of 6 miles an hour is what they're going at, basically. They don't speed up, they don't slow down. An exact speed with an exact beat to it, which they are both hearing, which you're not. you're on a different pace to them. But you're closing the distance pretty well. Team Grove.
Biker.
Sup?
Red, from one last look over your shoulder. The treants are left there. The Grove stands with what is most definitely some kind of horrendous necromancer child and a drunk fist fighter of some description. It's hard to put your finger on what he was. Probably the luckiest man alive is what you would call him. Elian at your side. Ivan is near you. He sees his hat on your head. Are you still wearing it?
Yeah.
This kind of big Russian style, probably made out of bear stroke wolf.
It's very warm.
Very warm. You've got a nice warm head. He'd probably give it a bit of a ruffle.
Hmm.
It's good to see you again, Red.
Should allow that.
Oh, no, he wasn't that deep, was he? No. Yes.
He was a little
good
bit.
to see you, Red.
Yeah. It is good to see you too. How is your family?
They will be better once I get back to them.
Thank you for arriving when you did.
We appreciate you coming to our aid.
It is no trouble. I came for Jakul. I owe him a great deal. And you, of course, as well.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And now we should probably get moving. We can't stay here, and we're going to need to beat the Vistani with enough time to prepare.
Travelling quite light. Is there anything you would like me to carry?
No, I mean, we've not really got anything to carry. We're quite unburdened, really, on the whole. Is there anything that we could bring from the Grove that would help you, Red?
I don't think so.
Okay, guess we're just travelling light then.
Do you have a map though? I would like to remember where the Grove was in case I can't come back and cast the spell again. I would like to keep it there as long as possible. But that might be something to do another time.
That sounds fair. Then, let's move.
I wonder, have those of you born in Barovia, have you ever seen what healthy grass looks like? As green as it was in the Grove.
I've not seen it that colour. Nor the trees looking like that.
It'd be nice if one day all of Barovia could look like that.
We just need to free it.
Yes.
Sunlight. I want to see sunlight.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I could cast sunlight on you, but I think it would hurt.
Can one person from each group give me a D20?
Matt, I'm going to let you do it.
Oh, thank you. Just a straight D20.
Unless you want me to do
even up
it.
the level of Matt's, I'll roll for team.
13.
Must.
Holy
15.
Okay.
13 for God Squad.
So,
And 15 for the
Team
Biker
Druid.
Grove.
Biker Grove, yeah. That was it.
Biker Grove Squad, please. Can you give me
15.
an accent?
Biter.
An accent. Biker Grove.
Grove.
BJ!
Grove.
No! I can't see, man! I can't see!
I can't see, man.
We really don't need much work to derail our game.
The Americans watching this are going to be very confused now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Americans won't know what the hell's going on. It's gone up, so there must be a lot of Biker Grove fans there.
on the other hand, Jeff's going to come back and we'll just have spent 30 minutes doing bad impressions of Biker Grove episodes.
Shout out to the Biker Grove fans.
Big up the Biker Grove massive.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you want from us, sorry?
You got a 15, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
God
you
Squad got a 13.
Can you both give me a perception roll, please?
I can. I can't guarantee it'd be very good.
Me specifically or the team?
Okay, I'm going to do
Oh.
the other group first, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just because of who is missing.
Oh.
24.
We're on it. 27 and 24.
Nice.
Performance was what you rolled.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot,
you
you're right.
rolled-
No wonder I got 27.
Please don't be shit for the next one. Please
I
don't
can't
be shit.
see, but I started
mine
out.
was a crit
16.
as well.
16. That's all right.
This is...
Mine was a crit.
Oh, nice. Let me
What's
perform looking out.
I am convinced.
I'm so convinced you're looking out. That's
What's light for
amazing.
yonder window
It's
of
almost
grace?
like you're looking out.
Oh, it doesn't highlight the crits anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's a bit
Doesn't it?
naff. Isn't
That's a
it?
bit
Hey.
sad.
I really don't. I'm gonna email the
We
guy
have
and be
to do
like,
our
I
own
hate
maths."
these changes.
Yeah.
Email the Roll20 guy, be like, hi, I hate this. Change it back.
Yes.
Yeah. We have to
So
do
we're
our own
gonna go.
maths.
We're gonna go back
It's
to God
rubbish.
Squad.
Good squad. Only I'm not, but yes. Biker Grove in the heart.
You left us.
I didn't choose this life.
As you push through,
I didn't choose the God Squad life.
you've got a slight decline all of the way back. So although you carry in this heavy weight, the sort of weight of it is pushing you forwards rather than having to carry it up.
Down the mountain.
Roll down the mountain.
Why are you climbing a mountain?
Sorry. And in the distance, you can see lit up Argynvost. What would have been at some point in its life a considerable, near impregnable fortress. Strategically placed, it can only be really attacked by one way, from the mountain pass or from above and to the side, where you'd then be fighting on a flat surface. But to get up that mountain is near impossible. The large ballista from this range, you can see just the outlines of them, would have been imposing. But now you've seen them up close, you know they are rotted and not usable. As you get closer, you can see the south side collapsed in on itself. Can't help but remember the roof with the large hall which opens straight into the throne chamber. The tower at the back, where you met Godfrey Gwillem, stood strong though. Your hearts are lifted as you see it in the distance. Bronwyn, pushing through. You're kept good pace with Constance. You can see figures outside. They seem to be. Give me a perception. There's a heated conversation that you can hear.
16.
16.
Yeah.
One of the voices you definitely recognise is Sir Istavold, his voice carrying out into the night. And that is the main voice which seems to be doing the arguing. Now, you listen here. It's madness. I'll tell you again, madness. The other voice is slightly muffled, seems to be facing in towards him. So sort of on the outside. You can't really see the figure in the mist and the dark at this range. So Istavold's voice is well known for carrying quite far.
She'll slow down and approach more cautiously.
Yeah.
Just in
Constance
case.
sees you slow down and follows suit. Constance dismounts Hadrian. Tries to pile some of the weapons on him so she can draw her crossbow her sword if need be. He looks to you, in case your eyes have seen something that hers have missed. Dark.
She'll,
As you get closer and continue moving forwards, but slower and quieter.
to try and see who he's talking to before we get spotted.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now listen to me, and it will make sense. It's pointless you throwing your own life away. Pointless you going out there for what? We've heard the wolves. We don't know what moves in the night. I don't care how fast you think you are or how silent or invisible you are. Something will find you. You won't make it alone. And I am an old knight without a horse.
I think we can guess who this is.
You hear the voice
Too soon,
come
man.
after you. Casimir, don't be stupid. Casimir, don't. As he turns round, as you keep watching, and you can see Casimir is walking out. You guys went originally.
Meet up again, I guess. make ourselves more obvious.
Yeah.
Clank a crossbow.
It doesn't take him long to see you. Oh, hi, Aaron. Much love, much love.
Weird greeting, but okay. Not Casimir's usual style.
You can see Casimir in his cloak, hood up, but head is down as he's walking, and then looks up and stops as he sees you two approach. You're still a good couple of 100 meters away.
Just keep walking towards him.
Yeah. He'll keep walking towards you, seeing you all heavy laden with equipment and whatnot. You hear a deep, rich laugh come out from Sir Istavold. Very relaxed laugh. A knight facing against untold enemies. Doesn't seem to have fazed him too greatly. Anyone who says the gods do not have a sense of humor clearly has not lived long enough.
Are we in talking distance yet?
Yep. Casimir is walking towards you faster than Istavold is, but they're coming out to meet you.
We've got armor, weapons. We could use a hand.
Crossbows! I can see crossbows. Excellent. That will help a lot.
Crossbows, armor, shields, short swords. There's more coming behind us.
As before you get to there's more coming, there's a sound of worry in Istavald's voice. Where are the others? Are they well?
They're fine. They're behind us. They can't move as fast. We thought it was best to come ahead to tell you.
Good. Good choice. We'll get the knights to come out and meet you. You must be exhausted.
She's bleeding from all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an insight. Please.
I've lost the tab, sorry. Insight. Oh, I think maths. That's a crit. Yeah.
Ooh.
I have to work this out by hand now.
I'm gonna have to change it.
Yeah, I'm on +2 and it's a 22, so it's got to be a crit. Yeah. If I'm on +2 and I got 22, maths tells me.
Things.
Yeah.
You see,
I know everything.
As Casimir sees you, as he continues getting close, and he sees how hurt and how wounded you are, with your natural 20, there's a look of concern across his face, followed by anger, and then he does his best to hide all emotions very quickly, and he's very good at it. It's like you catch it just in the perfect light. It's honestly just like a flash of concern, and then like pure rage in his eyes. You think he's about to kill someone, and then he quickly realizes and turns it off.
Cool. She'd very pointedly hand over one of the crossbows to Casimir.
Cool. He takes it from you.
I could use. Can help us bring these in.
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Don't think the goat likes me particularly.
What's the goat doing?
He's most definitely getting the stink eye from it. You see Hadram doing the classic hoof down as he drags back on the ground.
I don't think the goat likes many of us, Casimir.
He takes some of the equipment from Constance, and she sort of starts guiding Hadram in, who sees Istavald, and you see this large battle goat make a big. It's almost like a show of like going over to Istavald and like almost lowering his head slightly, and then it eyeballs Casimir. Like when you've got a pet who really doesn't like someone, it's like, watch, you're gonna go watch me be nice to someone else, and then fuck you.
Brilliant.
Some of the other knights, the lesser ones, start making their way out and taking the equipment off. There's a general sound of excitement through them. But very similar to Istavald when they realise Godfrey isn't with you. And I always forget his name.
Vladimir.
It's a good name. Vladimir Horngard is not with you as well. But then it's very quickly explained where they are. Jakul.
Yep.
You'll be further behind. Okay. Other posse. think Jeff's back yet. Sorry.
Like,
Red, you're moving quick.
Sup?
As you're moving, because you're a little slower than the others.
I'm only
Ivan.
little.
Yeah, Ivan would approach you quite cautiously. Yes, I do not know if this is the best way to say this, but is it okay for me to carry you?
You want to carry me? Why? Am I too slow?
Look out, you can watch out. You can tell he's lying. He's a very bad liar.
Ivan, I do like you. You're not very good at hiding your truth. I can go faster. And when she says that, she'll, in that instant, she'll go into her wolf form. So it's again still that very violent transformation, almost like the creature's ripping out of her.
Cool.
Sort of shake it off, crack the muscles and the bones a little bit to get used to it. She's not been in that form for a while, and will pad alongside Ivan quite happily.
Nice.
She's not angry at him. She's just prefers not to have to be picked up.
Yeah, you guys set a fast pace. You're now quicker than the others, so if you want to go ahead, you can.
Yeah, she'll go ahead and look out. She'll keep sort of going back and forth between them.
Can you give me... Oh, you gave me the perception. So as you kind of go a little bit ahead... Yes. You can smell something on the air. Sniff a few times. Oils, like metallic.
Like what, like perfumed oils, or as in like oil you'd use to treat things?
Oils you'd use to treat things.
She'd pull up and stop where she is and try and scent a bit more of the air.
Yeah. Take a second. As you do, there's a ever so slight perfume to it. A rose.
Is it a familiar smell, or is it not familiar at all?
Not
okay.
At all.
But enough to
it's
make
definitely you think it's a rose, but not a variety that you have smelt before.
She'll keep pressing on. She'll be a little bit more cautious because that's a very unusual smell.
Yeah.
But it's not directly threatening at the moment. So she'll still carry on, but she'll be a little bit more cautious as she goes.
Give me another. You've got advantage on this one, please.
A what, sorry?
You got advantage on this perception check.
Oh, another perception, yeah?
Please.
Number 1. And that'd be an 11. Not a very good perception check.
You're still smelling it, as you can sniff the air, and it's definitely in the direction-ish that you are travelling.
Okay.
And it's getting stronger, but you can't see anything from it yet.
Okay. She'll she'll pause momentarily and let the others catch up with her. And she'll probably do this to Elian because Elian's communicated telepathically with her more often than the others. she'll show her wolf form sniffing the air, and then the image of a rose blooming, and like the idea of the smell coming off of that, and then that's sort of the pressing question.
Red says she can
you
smell
give me
some kind of flower.
Alien, can you give me a knowledge history, please?
Ooh.
That I can hopefully do.
Ooh.
25.
There's been a few times in Barovian history you can remember. Or not remember, of read of, been told of. When Strahd called upon his allies to prove a point, to completely and utterly decimate. When he lived, it is rumoured that Strahd was a great general. Didn't have compassion at all, but was cold and calculating very. And he knew that that was a weakness in him. That's how calculating he was, to understand that being calculating all of the time is not an advantage, and sometimes you need someone slightly more charismatic. There's rumours that he had a general that times in history that this general was summoned to completely destroy. You know of this story when this general was summoned to lead the attack on Archhold, to destroy the barbarians of the north, to kill the druids of the west. Acheron the Blood Rose is his general. You've not heard of him in your lifetime. It is just a rumor. One of the things you've heard, never smelt yourself, because you have never seen or heard or touched a rose. As you get this picture, seen the picture of a rose, this is the scent. Can everyone give me a perception check, please?
Yes, is it smell or hearing?
It's mainly sight. Smell or hearing might. Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
I mean, I got 23 on the first one and crit on the second one.
Oh.
I'm on fire. I should probably drink.
24.
I should drink Brut more often.
And 24. You can see Hunter looks tired and isn't paying too much attention out, just sat at the back with Ivan. Hunter looks weary. You've seen him push himself to absolute limits these last couple of days. He's literally run a marathon, fought in 3 battles, and still pushing on. You can see stood, watching from probably 100 yards away. Slight outcrop of rocks, quite dramatic. Plate mail, huge helmet. You just see the outline of this. Similar in style to that of someone like Istavold. There's a plume coming out of the top, going backwards, and a cape around him that just seems to be moving naturally in the air. Red.
Yeah.
With your roll, you can see him slightly better. You can see a red tint to his armor. It isn't silvered, but it is tinted a deep plume coming out of his helmet. Is also this red, but a brighter red. Large two-handed sword hilt comes out over his shoulder. And you can see pommel is that of a red.
Hmm.
He jumps down the rock slowly to walk towards you, out the sword.
Is he between us and the route to Argynvost?
Ish, you could kind of go slightly more north and round him. He's very calmly in towards you.
In a low voice, I will say to the others, I think this is Acheron the Blood Rose, Strahd's general that he unleashes when he wishes to destroy opposition. But I suspect he will want to talk. We should probably exploit that.
Red will send the image of... Sorry.
But keep moving while we're talking.
Red will send the image to Elian of Strahd cowering. Of like, he must be frightened then if he's sending his general after us. And she'll sort of slink down slightly, you know that thing when wolves are sort of wary and they lower their heads a bit, but she'll carry on sort of skirting around. She's a bit faster than the rest of them now, so she could probably get to the others quickly if she needed to.
Okay.
Elian will make sure he's walking slightly ahead of the rest of the human-shaped members of the party, just to make himself the natural person to draw the eye from somebody attempting to initiate any kind of social contact.
You can see as he calmly walks towards you, there's a certain amount of, you don't know if you'd call it arrogance, but self-assurance. That he doesn't need to draw his blade. That you are no threat to him. Whether that's true or not, you.
Well, Rahdin thought the same thing.
As he gets closer in the light now, you can see his armor. Your eyes are drawn to it. Whereas Sir Istevald's armour, when you first met him, did not have a tarnish on it, and you could see it was well used but well kept. Beautiful silvered surface that had been re-hammered and kept in beautiful condition. This armour is a sickly blood red. The armour surface itself looks almost wet. And you can smell roses, quite pungent from him. Where Sir Istevald's armour is beautifully crafted and rounded to deflect blows, this armour is not. You can see his gauntlets spiked, knees spiked, boots spiked, elbows spiked, helmet has a spike for the chin and the sides. In his shoulders, multiple small spikes coming out, and they look hollow.
Good evening. Nice night for a walk.
You can see the helmet is visored. Visor is currently down. Just slowly brings it and pushes the visor up. You are greeted by deep eyes. There is no white to them at all.
Oh.
His skin pale and perfect. Clean shaven. A smile comes across his face. Well, now then, you must be Elian.
And you must be Asheron.
And you are definitely Elian.
And you are definitely Asheron. What can we do for you this evening?
Well, you see, it's like this. I have been woken from my slumber. In life I served. In death I serve.
Mm-hmm. And
You have crossed a line. One of you has been apparently very beautiful and tarnished. Tell me, where is Jakul?
oh, is he not? Oh, that's strange. No idea.
You know that nothing annoys, and rightly so, Strahd as much as something beautiful being destroyed. Now I need to remove him completely. Its memory. At the
Now-
moment, you see, he is but an imitation of how beautiful he once was, apparently. So I shall
Very judgmental.
destroy completely.
That logic is bizarre. Can you just
Would you
walk-
rather have a work of art that you have seen being repaired and you can constantly be reminded of its imperfection, or would you rather remember it in its whole?
Well,
and you
it
see
seems to me that
our
you can do both.
Every time you see it, you're reminded of it. Every time you taste it, you smell it, you're reminded of its taint, of its imperfection, of where it
It's
once
very personal.
was, but is no longer. You must remember that. He could have been immortal. He could have stayed like that for all time. Instead, there's only so much vengeance one can get against what is destroyer of perfection. Understand?
Do you have a reflection? I've always wondered.
Maybe we can find out one day. If I can make you shut that pretty...
Oh, you think I'm pretty?
No, just
Oh,
your...
Just
it.
my mouth. Very personal. So, you're here to destroy Jakul, yes?
Well, I'll explain to you what's going to happen.
Oh, all right.
My lord would like a wedding gift. He's asked me to supply it. While he is happily
There are some-
marrying the love of his life, he will see Argynvost burn and hear screams from them in rape.
Oh, he has got good ears.
Oh yes, for he is ancient and he is the land.
Mm-hmm.
Red will
So I've heard.
snarl at that. She's sick and tired of hearing that Strahd is the land.
You may try to change that, but I'm afraid many others have done the same and unfortunately had the same fate.
But you didn't fight against him when you were alive. You were his general when you were alive, right?
Well, yes, we conquered Barovia.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't fought against him, it was confusing because you said we.
I have fought against Strahd on many occasions, for I was one of his generals and had to tell him the error in his calculations.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I can sort of see that. Yep. So is it your intent to go find Jakul and destroy him?
I'll let you do that. So, I'm sure you want to survive, and the best way for you to do that would be to go to Argus to hold and meet those knights. I have beaten before. It's a shame Argus himself is not here, because
some things just won't stay dead.
I did want to meet him in single combat again. It's currently 2-0 to me.
2?
I beat him twice and let him leave with his life.
Oh, did you take a break in the middle?
I didn't want to kill him when he was a man. The challenge that.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry, you were saying about going to Argynvost and dealing with Jakul.
No,
I think we got
you to go to Argus and get everyone ready.
Right.
Then you scream into the night.
Because of my pretty mouth.
Of your
Right. Okay. How long do we have before you arrive?
got about 5 or 6 hours before the start of the ceremonies for tomorrow. So maybe if I was to turn you up somewhat, and how much of a defense do you think you'll be able to put on?
Well, I mean, if you give us 2, maybe 3 weeks. Do you know a good stone cutter? Maybe
But unfortunately, like I said, we've got a deadline for the wedding screaming part.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot that, sorry.
So maybe, do you think you're gonna last more than 2 hours?
Well, I mean, it's very hard to say.
Red is going to send the image to Elian of them walking away from him.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're still walking, right?
Like a question, it's like, so the image in itself is like, why are we not just walking away from this?
So here's what I'm.
Go on.
I'll attack. Kill all of the lesser knights, who are barely men, haven't truly forgiven themselves for what they. Then I'll get Jakul. Maybe get like his teeth or the side of his face they didn't scar. Then I could get Constance's, whatever those tusky things are. Tusks. Maybe whatever the best thing of all is. I mean, he's
my
already
mouth.
got your wolf, so I don't think he wants anything from you, little one.
So really, this is just a
she'll
shopping
snarl
trip.
And bristle as he addresses her.
So I'll make you all scream, announce your gods that you to the night.
Yeah.
And I'll travel back, and my wedding gift will be bits of you.
Have you got a horse?
Get there quick. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. But he's not actually getting married until tomorrow night.
Well, I want it to be the celebrations start early.
Oh, I know, but the present opening comes afterwards.
I know, that'll be the bits I take to.
Have you thought about some form of presentation?
But I'll be honest with you, Elian. I have absolutely issue at all. Because you've not really respected me, what I deserve. Go in and finding others, is it? They still live out west. You know, that's a long way to the west, and I doubt I could make them scream quite loud enough. Raven hoped to hear. So what I could do, and now, kill them. I could bring back their heads in time. Them outside to see, like, there is as well. That you know that they're dead while you're inside. There must be some young ones there maybe, as well. They like to breathe.
General, do you think you are the equal of all 6 of us? Forget the knights. All 6 of us. You.
At once, if you had me surrounded in single combat, I'd beat you one at a time.
No,
No
not one at a time.
If all 6 of you had me surrounded and it was an equal fight, and I couldn't use my knowledge of being a general. It's just my physical prowess versus yours. I've heard the cleric Jakul travels with you. Is blessed by
Saint Jakul.
Saint. Had a couple of saints.
Mm-hmm.
Blood is quite sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it could be troubling. I'm sure you'd have some very special magic to try and stop someone of ilk. But you see, my strength is just my physical prowess. It's my abilities.
Oh, it's
not
your
just
brain.
To kill, yes.
It's your tactical knowledge.
My tactical knowledge. Like this conversation here has gone, how I assume.
My reputation does precede me.
It does indeed. And my knowledge on all of you is quite great. So one-on-one, no, you have no chance. But somehow, if you were to lure me in and surround me and unload your foul magics onto me, and
I don't think foul is very fair.
my defenses, there is a chance. But you see, that's not going to happen, is it?
Well, what do you think is going to happen? Because you've made a lot of sort of,
I've told you what's going to happen. You're
but you've sort of gone step 1, threaten, step 3, remove body parts, and there's a big gap in that middle that we've not filled in at all.
You're going to try and defend Dargan with your friends. I'm going to kill the Lesser Knights with my forces because you're not ready for what's going to come. You've, of course, got a saint. Well, we shall have to see about that.
Saint Jakul the Sweet-Blooded. I quite like that phrase, actually.
So, I mean, there's been a few other saints, as I'm sure you know.
I'm a student of history. That's why I know your name. You've not been around for a very long time.
Well, no, I'm only allowed out for special occasions.
Like a wedding.
So,
are you really going to wear that?
He's going to transform back into a halfling and is going to prepare Moonbeam. And it's just going to be prepared in her hand.
You see, you've asked me a lot of questions and now you're going off again. I don't understand. So now I'll explain one last time. I wanted to see how long you'll last when I come to kill you. So I can get my time in right.
I mean,
whoever you are,
I
don't care what you call yourself. Leave now and meet us on a battlefield later, or I will burn you.
Now I'll leave Elion to explain to you how that's a bad idea.
Leave now and speak to us later, or I will burn the flesh from your undead bones.
Is there Is there any more that we actually need to achieve as part of this conversation? My friend is a little bit...
Then I suggest you leave.
I mean, we're still moving.
Are you guys still walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I assumed we were still.
Oh, I thought you'd kind of stopped.
I'm sorry.
I assumed that we were still at
Yeah.
this point.
Should have been clearer.
He's stood his ground. He hasn't followed you.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, Reds will have stayed still for this whole time.
Okay, well, we'll go and tell everybody in Argynvost that you're coming, shall we? Okay, then.
Red, is it?
Yes.
Told. It's Fred and I, somewhere very close to the Baron's lands, to the man in charge. Phrase. He's asked me not to kill you. Sorry. But
Your
I've
mistake.
been told you've got to come back to Ravenloft. Sorry for that. But the others, I'm allowed to kill. Now you have evening. I think from talking to you, it'll take me maybe 2 hours to kill or break down, get you incapacitated, scream.
Okay, well, it's nice to have a schedule.
Make your peace with whatever creature you worship, because you're going to die soon. And she'll walk away.
I'll wait for all the others to move past me if they haven't already, and then I'll just sort of nod and follow them. See you in a couple of hours.
Can everyone give me a charisma saving throw, please?
Oh, I'm shit at charisma.
Oh, dear.
Let's do this. Oh, 12. That's not too bad. That could have been worse.
23.
Oh.
Bards are good at charisma saves.
Red.
Yeah.
There were times where, when you ran in the forest, you saw an alpha. You saw something so high on the pecking order that nothing in its right mind would consider hunting it. And everything that felt that it could was dead. And you and your pack had ran. A cold sweat goes down your back and your hand can't help but tremble a second. There was no arrogance in the man, the vampire you just spoke to. There was a firm, self-assured authority to what he said. He was calculating exactly how long it would take him to kill every single night, to capture you alive and make the others scream for Strahd's wedding. In his mind, there was zero doubt that he would fail. And in your mind, he is the alpha predator of Barovia. Strahd may be smarter, may be quicker, but whatever you were just facing is more than likely stronger.
As they're walking, she will fall so she is in step with Elian and pull on his sleeve slightly.
Elian, you would see Strahd. Red held it together when she was facing him. The colour has drained from her face slightly, and there is a nervousness to her. You would see Ivan is like pupils huge, uncontrollable shake in his hand and looks terrified, like full on terrified.
whatever that is, we're not going to survive it. I can get us out here, but not all of us.
Red, listen. The strength
No,
of this.
Alien, this is not something we can sneak around. No, this is not something we can sneak around. This is not something we can lie to or play with. Whatever that is going to kill you. And I don't know what it has in store for me. We can speak to the others, but I know that I can get us out. I can move us somewhere safer.
There
but
is
I can't
nowhere
get us
safer.
out. Not all at once.
There isn't any safe.
Safer for now. We can go straight to Ravenloft, like we planned. I can get us straight there. They won't be planning that for that. They think we're either going to run on foot or we're going to stand and fight.
We're not in any state to confront Strahd right now.
No, but I can at least get us away because you will die.
It will try and kill me. It will try and kill the rest of us.
Elian, no. This is not a try. It will. There are some things in the woods that you don't try and fight against. That is one of them.
Is it cats that when they're threatened, they puff themselves up? Their fur stands on end, so they look much bigger.
When they're threatened by something that is a similar size of them, yes. This is far bigger than us.
Yeah, but
we can't just ruffle and hiss.
The principle is the same, Red. There are battles and there are battles, and part of the battle is convincing us that we will lose the fight to come. And if we let them win that part, then chances are we will lose the battle to come.
Elian, I know you are good at reading people, but I'm good at reading instinct.
I know.
His heart did not increase in pace. There was no sweat in the air. He was not lying. This was no peacock ruffling his feathers. This was something that knows it will kill us.
You can give me an insight
kill
if
us
you want,
or capture us. I'm not saying we decide anything now, but once we get to the others, we need to seriously consider leaving and not
13.
on foot.
What did you get, Elian?
13.
13. He had supreme confidence in himself and his own abilities. You didn't detect any falsehood from what he said. Your knowledge of history of him, when he said he beat Argynvost twice and let him live twice, you hadn't heard that. From what you saw, Strahd most definitely wanted Argynvost in his dragon form. So whether he beat him in single combat twice, you're not sure, but you knew that Argynvost's history as a swordsman, he was unequal.
I've read about that, General, and I can tell you that it is exceptionally strong. I can tell you that it is lethal. And I can also tell you about the times that it has won battles without drawing its sword on the strength of its reputation and its ability to intimidate and frighten. Now, I don't have any intention of letting that be the case here. I know what you read. What you read was a supremely powerful vampire. That's frightening.
Elian, you said yourself, we're in no position to fight. I have used most of my power. I am not going to be able to rest. Hunter, look at Hunter. He's exhausted. He's not slept.
So as you guys...
And we don't even know how the others are.
As you're walking, you can see Argynvost in the distance. You can see movement outside. They seem to be unloading equipment. And you guys are spotted quite early. Bronwyn, you can see the others approaching. Jackal, you can see them approaching. Oh, sorry, Jackal and the Knights. You guys would approach.
One of our knights is wearing Argynvost's armor now as well.
Second. Jackal, give me a d20. Low is bad, high is good.
Okay.
Hey,
There's a lot of crits
there's
today.
a lot of crits going on tonight.
Yeah.
What even is this? This rolls an unnatural amount of crits.
Bullshit game. I don't like this game.
I hate this game. Don't like it anymore.
I don't play this anymore.
Worst game ever. You guys put on a good pace and you're making ground. You do see some movement in the night sky. Something's fluttering around at times. But it doesn't seem to bother you. You would arrive to see them unloading all of the weapons. You're tired, you've forced marched for quite a long way. It's only about an hour and a bit's travel. You'd arrive at almost the same time as Red, Elian. You can see Ivan and Hunter. The others, you would see Jackal plus Vladimir and Godfrey pulling in. But Godfrey seems to be in one of the most beautifully ornate suits of armour that you have seen.
The second half of my sentence was, we were in no condition to fight the Master of Ravenloft right now.
I don't think we're in the condition to fight this.
I don't think we're going to have a better situation, honestly. Anyway, hello everyone.
Elliot.
So,
Good to see you again.
We need to talk.
piece of news. Strahd has unleashed his general, Acheron the Blood Rose, who, in times past, defeated Argynvost in single combat.
You
Right.
see, as you say that, you see Vladimir. Swords are drawn, and Godfrey does the same. Like,
He's not here right now.
He was here,
Yeah, that
and
way.
he's given us 2 hours to prepare before he comes and kills every last one of you here.
Comes and tries.
Sorry.
Apart from me.
So I'll just rewind a little bit. So what he said was he's predicting you will be able to hold on
Hold
for
on.
2
Oh, that was
hours. So he's trying to work out his timing of when he needs to kill all the guards and how long it will make you, before he can make you all scream for the pre-wedding celebration.
So we've got a matter of hours.
Yes, he's on a timetable. He wants to kill all of us apart from Red as a wedding present to Strahd.
You say that like it's a good thing, Elian.
No, I don't.
What do we know about this, General?
Nothing. Elian knows everything and thinks it's a good idea for us to stay put.
Elian, do you tell me what we know?
Okay, his name is Acheron the Blood Rose. He is the general that Strahd unleashed during his mortal campaigns to spearhead instances where a foe needed to be utterly destroyed. From his looks, I'm going to guess vampire, almost certainly, because definitely not alive. Also, strangely good looking, which is kind of indicative of vampire.
It is in this game.
Yep. Heavy plate armor. A little bit showy, if I'm honest. Double-handed sword. He's a masterful tactician. He likes psychological warfare. There are a number of stories in the history books about him convincing enemies that the battle was hopeless and to give up before a shot had even been loosed.
And he's coming
Elian,
alone.
You 100% would have heard the stories of you've got 24 hours to surrender. Otherwise, we're going to kill everybody.
Mm-hmm. Did he give them? Did he give them the 24 hours?
Yep.
Okay.
He gave them the 24 hours to surrender.
He has given himself. He's worked out in his mind that it will take him 2.5 to 3 hours to kill us all, apart from Red.
He wants to
Including-
go to Ravenloft.
He thinks that he, on his own, can defeat everyone standing in this castle.
He wasn't.
Have you ever been in the woods and there has been something in that woods that even you know you can't kill? The thing that every other animal avoids and runs away from, the thing that kills entire territories worth of creatures. That's what I felt. That's what I smelt on him.
You understand that
He's
vampires
not
make you feel
just
things,
using
yes?
words. Remember, I didn't understand words until weeks ago.
If he is that strong, then we should be preparing.
We have no option but to stand and fight him, so we're going to have to
There is another
prepare.
option. I can get us out of here.
All 30 plus of us.
No, I can get us out.
You would see Godfrey is trying to calm down Vladimir, who is facing into the darkness still with sword held out and hard.
You see?
Ca-
Even
We
they're
can't-
afraid.
We can't just choose to leave and sacrifice the ones left behind, Red.
If there is a true monster out there, if there is something that is hunting us, then you must prepare. You must face this thing.
We don't
he
know
is
how much
hunting
time
us-
we have to prepare, Jakul.
If he is
I'm
hunting
almost
us,
out of power. I
Yes,
used
but-
most of my power protecting us in the Druid Grove.
if he is truly as powerful as you say he is, and he is said specifically he is hunting us and he is going to come after us, he would not let us leave. Our best bet is to face him, is to prepare for him as
That's
best
all
we
well
can.
and good.
Face
He's
him.
planning to kill you all. He's planning to take me back to Ravenloft.
He also did say he didn't think he could take down all of us at once.
That was
In
only
his
if he said
assessment.
he was surrounded.
You can see.
Yes, so we prepare and make that situation happen.
You can see as some of the guards are kind of helping carry equipment in out. They notice the two knight captains. Godfrey hear soft, soothing words coming out of him, calm. But he doesn't seem to be doing a very good job because he himself is not very. Hear it in edge to his voice. Before long,
Cool.
it's gone round all of the guards and all of the other knights as well. And as it does, there's 20 people now stood outside in a battle line into the darkness.
Jakul, do you remember back at the house?
Yes,
We knew we couldn't stand against that creature, so we chose to run.
that creature was not hunting us.
It
That
was.
creature did not offer up a deal. This creature has not offered
This
up
is
a deal.
not offering us a deal.
Exactly. We have
This
no
is saying
choice.
we are going to die.
Yes, and we have no choice. We must face this thing. And if we have to face this thing, we will find a way to be successful. This is hunting us. If it is claimed to be
Not
hunting
everything
us,
can be done on faith alone.
Istval
So you
comes
say?
over. Use this to our advantage.
How
This
so?
creature's here. You honestly have got a way to get in there. Use it. We'll hold it here as long as we can.
I know it's not the best option. It's not the option that we want to do. But it might be the only option that keeps some of us alive. I do not usually suggest that we run away from things. I've rarely suggested we do that. This is the first time I've said this is not a battle we can win.
It's
You won't
not
be running. You'll be going to fight Strahd.
I don't
The longer we
think...
can hold, if we can keep it busy.
None of the people in this castle would be here if it weren't for us. It's our actions that have brought everyone back here. And now we're thinking of leaving them here to die. I don't think I can do that.
Yes, this
We're
thing.
no use to anything if we all die. That's
Yes,
the
but
issue.
I do not understand the logic here. This creature is a servant of Strahd. Strahd should therefore be more powerful than this creature. We are going to face Strahd in a weakened state on our own.
We are in no state to go to Ravenloft now. Look at us.
If this thing truly
We're in
is
no state to fight
declared-
this.
Yes, but if this thing has declared that it is going to hunt us, and it is as powerful as you say, then it will not let us leave. It will hunt us. It will continue to hunt us until we are
It
dead.
does not know that I can cast that spell.
So you say, but if it is truly the alpha that it is, then it must know that. If it is truly
So
the
what?
master.
We die. You all die here, and I get tortured at Ravenloft. Is that your suggestion, Jakul?
No, I am
That's not
saying
something
that
I want to do.
we have to fight this thing. This thing is something we will have to kill at some point.
You say
we
that with
cannot
such
just flee from it.
confidence.
Yes, this is
Have
life.
I ever suggested we
Life
run
is-
away from something before?
Yes,
No.
but as you know, in the wild.
I've
to fight.
never suggested that we ran away from something before.
Can I put something to you, please, Red?
What?
You've never suggested that we run away from something before. And the time you're doing that is just after you've spent a protracted period in face-to-face contact with a vampire. A vampire that can make you feel things, as all vampires can.
I did not feel any spell upon me.
No, you wouldn't have.
This
Far
was
more
not a
insidious
spell,
than that.
Elian. This was instinct. This is something I feel.
Yes. I don't doubt that it is something that you are genuinely feeling. I'm saying I don't think it's necessarily the source of knowledge and wisdom that you think it is.
I'm not saying it's knowledge and wisdom. I'm saying it's instinct, something that's kept me alive.
I think you are
Look,
being
I will
manipulated.
stay if you are all adamant of staying, but you get the luxury of dying. I don't. You get the luxury of your pain and suffering ending. You go to whatever gods you worship.
No,
what do I get?
we don't.
We don't. Not here, Red.
We are not going to do
Well, you die. What do I get?
You get
Carried
enough.
off to Ravenloft for who knows what. All I'm asking is that you think logically.
Is
The
Casimir with us,
logical-
Adam?
He looks scared.
I will stay if you choose to stay. I'm not going to leave you. But bear in mind, I've not rested. Hunter is exhausted. I have few spells I can use to help us. I'm small and I'm weaker than the rest of you.
That will be true whichever option we take. We're in no better state.
At least if we went somewhere, we'd have time
Time for what? We would be
to
hunted.
rest, to plan.
We go to Ravenloft to rest.
No,
That does not sound
we
like
go
logic to me.
outside of Ravenloft, somewhere within the vicinity. We don't go directly there.
Don't think we need to do that. I think in the interest of examining all options, there is an option here of we as a group leave. Go to one of the far corners of the valley and rest.
That could work. But as I said, I will not leave without the rest of you.
And I will not leave to rest.
If the rest of you choose to stay, I will stay, but I will need to rest. As for Hunter, we will not be able to help prepare.
I'm not leaving to go to sleep in a far corner of the valley while all these people who we have brought here get slaughtered. I won't.
I think there is a question that we need to ask before we come to our decision, and that's whether these knights will even accept our help. Because regardless, that is a factor. So I'm going to go ask them. Anybody who wants to come is welcome.
I will come with you.
Okay.
Let's
go find that out in the interests of knowing all the factors before we come as a group to a decision. Let's go talk to them. I'm going to walk up to Godfrey and Vladimir.
Yep.
Going to go with them.
Go well.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear a low feral coming from staring out into the darkness with his sword held high. You can see the muscles on his arm taut. He is holding this sword with all his strength. You can see how tight his fist is around the handle. There is blood running from his hand and dripping to the floor. You can hear the sound of him grinding his teeth.
As Elian and Jakul are walking up towards them, and Elian clocks this emotional state in quite a natural way. Elian will sort of shuffle so that Jakul will be facing Vladimir, and Elian will be talking to Godfrey.
Vladimir looks like he's about to charge into the darkness.
Sir Knight, Lord Commander, might we have a moment of your time?
You see that Godfrey doesn't take his eyes off Vladimir. This slow whisper coming out of him, just a hint of terror in his voice. You can see one of his hands is clearly clamped on Vladimir's shoulder. Not as support, but he is clearly holding him. Vladimir doesn't seem to be pulling against him with his whole weight, but you can tell that Vladimir is currently pulling against him to run into the darkness.
Knight Captain Vladimir.
You don't get a response from him. He is... He doesn't seem to acknowledge you even move.
Sir Godfrey, do you think it would be best if calmer heads prevailed at this point?
Yes.
I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Yeah. Is it one person, group of people?
It's a pulse of 20-foot radius. So I can catch the battle line.
Yep.
And yeah.
With that. The players as well?
If yes. If I can. Anybody who doesn't want to be affected can make a charisma saving throw. Otherwise, you can just choose to be affected.
How far away have you gone? Because I didn't come with you.
20 foot, so you'll probably be out of range.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't come with either.
Okay.
Yeah. Jackal, you get hit by it.
So
it just makes you calm, right? It's not.
It's the mechanical effect. It suppresses any fear or charm effect.
Okay.
For the duration of the spell.
The way that I see it is, if you're very happy, if this is neutral and you're scared or happy, you just kind of move back towards neutral both directions.
Yeah.
So you become somber. If you're happy with that, Matt?
Yep.
So either direction, you become more somber.
Yeah.
It's a real mood killer
Karma.
in the room. Karma.
The
somber.
ultimate buzzkill.
Yeah. We're all having a great time.
Oh.
Having an okay time.
It's all right.
This is all okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you would see him visibly, like the muscles on his forearm begins to relax. His muscles on his neck, you can see the pulse, like through his neck and across the veins in his head. You can visibly see his pulse. So he takes a couple of breaths, a couple of deep blinks. Vladimir turns to Godfrey. This younger man now. Vladimir has in the body of Isaac.
Boo.
Slow breaths in and out. We need a plan. How long?
Will you accept our help? We have a mutual enemy here. It has declared its intention to kill all of us. All right.
They start making their way in. Some of the knights refuse to come and keep guard, but they're ordered in. Godfrey, look, we're not going to get attacked tonight. We've got time, but at least a few hours. We must prepare and prepare now. I do not want you keeping watch if we can waste eyes. Move quickly, get the supplies in. We'll come up with a plan, fortify what we can. Now move!
I'll catch Bronwyn and Red's eyes if I can and just kind of gesture for them to come in.
It's the two knight commanders, or the knight commander and Godfrey, not making their way in. Who you can see them talking to each other in hushed tones. It's up to you whether you listen in or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just let you listen. I'm going to make you roll. At first, as you get closer, you can hear Vladimir say, "You beat Argus." We beat whatever that was in Argon's armor. Look, Vladimir, you can see he's struggling for the words. Sorry for the years I wasted. Listen. Did you because you could? Sorry. The same agreement stands, okay? Breaks our line, you kill me or I kill you. He does not take us alive. See, the other man nods to him. Give me an insight, anyone who's listening in.
21.
12.
21 was that, Matt?
Yep.
It's a touching moment as you listen into it, but also terrifying that these two knights had a plan. If the Blood Rose was to break their defences, that they would immediately kill each other. And Matt, as you listen into it, you hear Willem. It's my love. Sounds believable. You don't think he's telling the truth. I think there's falsehood in it. Plan. They take you through into the main. You can see a lot of the windows and areas have been ordered, and they've moved as much of the wood as they can. The entrance into the south quarter, where it had all collapsed, they've tried to pile stones against the doors and barricade them as well as they can. Taken into the kitchen, the table's no longer there, it's been moved. There is a big empty space. Godfrey calls out. They're not to be disturbed. We'll be in the chapel. Keep to work. Push on. Now is a chance for us to end this threat. The knights nod, carry on about their work, but there's a somberness to it, whether it is the calm emotion from Elian or whether it is something. You go through the kitchen and into the chapel. The doors are closed behind you. Ivan sees you before you go in, Jackal. It is good to see you are still alive.
I'm surprised to see you here. Sorry, I did not greet you sooner.
Able to aid your friends.
Very useful too.
Thank you very much for that.
Sounds like there will be a fight tomorrow.
So
if you choose to stay, I will protect you best I can.
Your sword arm would be most welcome.
He's very good with a spear.
Your spear arm would be most welcome then.
I've seen him use it with 2 arms.
Wow.
I'll help defense. I have some experience with it.
Thank you. How is it that you come to be here?
The Burgermeister, the plump one from Valaki.
Vargas, Baron Vargas.
He saw the Vistani move out. Called for aid. Town square. Teared.
Only you?
Some others came as well. His son, strange boy. The Watcher did not trust him well.
Lexi.
See. And we went ahead. Probably another 15 able-bodied came.
Are they coming here as well?
That is their plan. Just see what the Vistani are up to. Some wildmen, some hunters, a ranger, I think. Strange name. You'd seen him sometimes in Kresk. But not his brother.
Oh, do you mean people that I haven't met?
Talks of running. My advice is we will hold. And strike.
We will discuss and decide the best course of action. Your assistance is most welcome.
I know that me holding here, somehow you win. saved my wife and child. It's a price I gladly.
Is anyone else going to make plans to die? Because
There
if
are
so,
no-
let's get it over with now, and then let's
I
start
have-
making plans to actually live.
Elian,
Go.
we need to be serious now. Not the time for jokes.
Take
I
it,
wasn't-
Count. If you really think you could kill him, take it.
We will discuss and decide, but
If we
I do not
know we are
intend to let
helping
anyone die.
somehow- Anyway, sorry. Go.
Thank you.
Constance makes her way inside, as well as does Hunter. You stand inside the chapel. The door is shut.
While all those conversations were going on, can I have grabbed a word with Casimir?
Yep, he makes his way inside with Istanbul with you. You're to one side with him. He looks paler than usual.
Where were you going when we got back?
To patrol. He's lying, you can tell.
Yeah. I'll give you one more chance not to lie to me, Casimir.
So he takes in a deep breath. I feel better. Truly cared for nothing. It's easier.
Where were you going?
Owls in the night. It concerned me. Help. Stupid.
You were coming after us. I'm touched. You're right, it was a little stupid, but I'm touched. She'll give him a little smile. She's teasing. What?
Should probably leave.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
And the ones we leave behind, what about them?
Should run to the corners of Barovia. Different directions. Scatter to the winds.
That's not how would we even manage that? The Vistani are almost on us. This general's outside the doors as well. Red spell can take 7 of us, or something like that.
Yes, we cannot.
We can't hide forever.
Strahd is like the ocean. Its rage comes like a tide. Think the others. Bound forever, as if their lives are locked in infinite. Elian talks of a time which has been taught to him, his ancestors, yet I lived it and know it. a new, different breed to them. 100 years, maybe. The ground. You can have a
The cost is too high. How many people do we doom by doing that, Casimir?
doom, sister. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Thank God.
Oh, wow.
I didn't need notice of that one.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
leave his sister. Oh, wow.
that's something.
Yeah.
That's something right there.
Wow.
Great, I've got to sit on that all week now.
Well, you.
Why, Casimir? Why are you like this?
Nobody knows.
Don't play to all my racist tendencies like this.
I mean, to be fair, he's like this because we didn't stab him up before you freaking fell in love with him.
That's true.
Yeah.
You had your chance to stop this.
I mean, I would have been in favour, just saying.
Yeah.
I remembered when you asked me to accompany you to the wedding purely so you didn't have to go with
I
it.
know.
Oh, fond times.
She panicked. She didn't know what to do. It's that meme on Facebook. It's the real laughs nervously response. It's like, I don't understand how to deal with this, so I'm going to panic and be mean.
Well, thank God we have the wisdom of the elder races to guide.
The awkward, been alone for a very long time.
I've lived 800 years and I've not learned how to feel.
Well, I think if you've lived 800 years alone.
I am Casimir.
Oh, he's so freaking emo.
He's
In this
a bit of a wet
campaign.
blanket.
Yeah. I think I can understand, like, if you're living alone for, like, however many. Yeah.
Well, the joy
You're a bit
is
strange
that
in the head.
little bit of metagaming. Matt knows how his sister died. So all everyone else knows is his sister died and somehow Casimir got her finger.
Well, I think that I sussed that he'd killed her.
We
or
know that
something
he
like
killed her, don't we? Yeah, we know that.
part.
Yeah.
You know that part, but
We don't know how he killed her.
Okay.
Yeah, we know that he's
In
murderized
a way
her.
that kept a finger, apparently.
yeah.
Well,
Nice.
everyone needs a souvenir.
Okay, I think for like a little filler one, it's not what I originally had planned for today, but I quite enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yeah, I enjoyed
had
it.
something worse.
There's just something about Elian that makes him categorically unable to not backchat super scary NPCs.
There was a little bit
So
where he was
sorry.
like, "You're going to go there, and if you like, I can go and kill your family and come back with their heads and put them outside so you can see them."
Yeah,
And there wasn't so much of a "you're not strong enough to do that." Because he was like, "I know who you are. I know who your family is. I know where they live."
Yep, he's pretty terrifying.
Be slightly late. He's a different kind of baddie to Strahd.
Yeah.
A bit more
I liked him.
straightforward.
I liked him.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, he's a good baddie.
It's gonna be.
Let's
a
see if
good
you fight
session.
him. Well, it's hopefully giving you some options. I really liked Red's choice of
Yeah.
let's go now. We'll go to Ravenloft. I can take us to Ravenloft now.
Yeah, like start of next game, there's gonna be a big debate for
Yeah.
sure.
It's a tough
I
choice.
think
Yeah.
the next
Red, like-
session is going to be just a
Like
bit.
Red will
Yeah.
not leave without the rest. Like she will categorically not leave.
How
without
many?
the rest
You can
of
only
the
take 6,
group.
can't you?
Yeah,
Was it 6? I thought it was more than 6 because
6. It's either 6 or 8. I can't
we
remember. It was an even
debated.
number.
We debated whether we took Istavold and Casimir at one point, so I think it
That
must be
was
8.
it. I
Okay.
think it might be 8.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Let me
It's
just
Windwalk, right?
Windwalk.
Hold on,
Hang
I've got
on,
it
I've got
right
it.
here on my spell list. Windwalk allows you to take
10
numbers, up to 10 people,
plus you.
10 willing creatures plus me for the
Let's take
duration,
Ivan
which is
too.
8 hours.
You could
Flying speed of
take in a
300
command squad.
foot.
Yeah.
You really could take in a command squad with.
Yeah,
I mean, we could basically.
She would absolutely need to rest first, because without magic, she's literally useless.
Oh, have you not got a 6th level spell?
I used it to create the Druid Grove to keep everyone safe.
And
Yeah. I think if we're going to do a long rest, we're basically going to have to engage the people.
Because he's going to come in a couple of hours, isn't he? Because if he wants it, he said.
He said
less than that.
He's only given us a time limit on how long he thinks it will take for him to kill us all.
And he wants that to happen in the morning, and it's already like 3 a.m. So it's only going to be a couple of hours before he appears.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get in a long
about
rest.
It's how you interpret what he said. So he wanted your screams to be a opening wedding gift to Strahd.
Yeah.
So you can work that out by when Strahd's apparently getting married, and he wanted a living red plus Jackal's teeth plus Constance's tusks and
Strange guy.
Elian's lips.
His pretty mouth.
Yeah, he thinks I'm pretty.
He didn't want any parts of me.
I'll take the compliments.
I like where it's going.
I apparently don't get mutilated, which is nice.
So it's up to you how that's going to go. We'll see. Right, shall we do positive and negative for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing you in 100 years, apparently.
Mm.
Enjoy that.
I think we'll give out one positive or negative.
We still have the list from last time.
Yeah, exactly, because we didn't use any this week. So we'll give out one positive or negative.
And we've not got a full group too. So
I've still got an inspiration that I haven't used.
Someone type in Adam positive in chat, and then I'll let you choose who gets positive. Oh,
Bronwyn ears.
Bronwyn ears.
Oh, then we can have matching ears.
Bronwyn's ears get the positive then.
Yeah, just her ears. I get a positive to
negative to Constance and Hunter.
That's not fair.
No.
For not being here.
Too mean.
Too mean.
Jeff, I'll let you choose. Go away. Choose away. But no, there was some fun, nice roleplay moments there.
Seriously, if that general isn't just like, oh, you mouthy one, squick, then something's gone wrong.
He was very interested in your mouth. That was getting a bit D&D after dark at one point.
Oh, it's nice that someone thinks I'm pretty.
Oh.
He's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. Good.
Yeah.
In the pretty mouth.
You'll get the luxury of dying. I don't know what the fuck
I liked Red's argument of you all get to die.
That's a good thing.
Right, that's it. Once you're dead, that's it.
We're
What the
trapped
fuck's
in this
happening to me?
Barovian death thing, whatever they've got going.
Well, all as far as we're aware, it just means you can't reincarnate. I don't know what that actually means.
Trapped here.
Sort of trapped in a big
soul
soul
is trapped.
net.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go with Jeff's positive.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to pick.
Jeff, who do you want to give a positive or negative to?
He said, my ears.
And it can be the blood rose if you like.
Nah.
But it also cannot be.
He does not need any more advantages.
Just to clarify, you
He's
don't
not
have
that
to.
tough. He's not that tough in honesty.
That feels like a lie.
I feel like with 30 versus 1, I'm sure we could take it.
But it's
We could at least call
not
it
going
from
to be.
scratch.
They've got the Vistani coming.
Yeah.
Although we have the poor townspeople who are coming to help us, who are
Oh yeah, the
get
poor
caught up in this.
townspeople with their pitchforks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
they've
got some
probably
rusty
been.
knives.
Whatever plans you come up with, you need to have a plan for them.
Yeah, because
Because they're going to arrive after the Vistani.
Yeah. So if the Vistani start attacking the castle and we've
Which one,
buzzed
Jeff?
off,
Vampires
Then,
get a plus.
Which vampire? Just let's make this really clear.
Yeah, it's a few vampires now.
No. That's
every vampire gets
Blood
a
Rose. The Blood Rose.
If it's every vampire, you're going to
Ah.
appear with a vampire army next week. I know you,
positive.
and they'll all be sexy.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
All these damn sexy vampires.
Stupid
How
sexy
was my
vampires.
slight American twinge vampire accent?
I liked
Yeah, it's
it.
good. Colonel Custard at the.
A bit of it.
Yeah,
Texan.
boys!
Oh, positive to red.
Hey.
Positive to Red
Nice.
since he wants her alive.
Positive to, yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's got in store for Red, but it doesn't sound fun. I need all the luck I can get. So I forget, was it Jeff in the chat was like, he's going to make her a bride? I was like, no, absolutely not. Categorically no.
He's still upset that Jakul let himself get injured.
Yeah.
Jakul, the
Silly,
mutilated,
I got-
tarnished, the
What
What
tarnished.
was it that injured Jakul?
It was the
Can you not
hags.
remember? It was one of the
yeah,
hags.
the face.
Yeah, she like mangled my face, and then
And
I
then-
got like a critical
Bite you
heal,
or something.
and like
She got
my
a critical
gone.
hit on Jakul to bite
Yeah.
him. And like
Yeah, that
just
was it.
took a chunk out of his face, and then Jakul did restoration on himself,
Yeah, I
and
got
got a
like
critical hit.
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
looks perfect to absolutely everyone else. Like you cannot notice it. And then the first time Strahd saw him again outside,
The
Amber
Abbey, wasn't
Temple.
it?
Was the
Oh, no.
Amber
Yeah,
Temple,
no, it was-
The temple. Yeah.
he was like,
Ew.
Jakul,
who did
what's
this?
happened to you? Your beautiful face.
and he then
I
went
love
and
how he was
burnt
like,
down
I
the
was
windmill.
enjoying
He went and
everything
burnt
you
down the
do.
window.
We're like,
And you could
I
hear the
love
hags
it.
No
screaming.
more
I love
hags.
it.
And you thought you had killed those hags, but you hadn't killed them good enough because somehow you heard them screaming.
yeah, Strahd super
Yeah.
killed them.
Yep.
He brought
He
them
always
back
has
just
to
to
go
kill them
one
again.
better.
Yeah.
Vengeance was had on them.
He probably brought them back to life just to kill them again.
A lit young lady who's a shape changer. You're as good as Strahd's wife.
Ew.
Ew. No one wants
Ew.
that.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Well,
she's literally like she's 19 years old. No way.
Yeah.
Fucking creeper.
So gross.
I do think it does tell you the age of some of Strahd's wives.
Is it a bit
But I know
terrifying?
he was going after Irina, and she was like
young.
19 as well.
Yeah.
She was very young. Eek, no. Oh,
He'd make-
Red would honestly probably try and off herself rather than
Everyone's
her.
going to hate me from next comment apart from Matt. He'd make a good LARPer. oh, he went there. He went there.
Gross.
But we all know it's true.
Gross.
Yeah.
How old's Jakul? How are the Dragonborn's age? Are
Oh
they?
gosh.
They
We have a longer lifespan, not
Yeah,
as long
slightly
as
longer.
elves, but it's
Oh.
like
Halflings are, I think, ghost-wise, are about 100 to 250. So we're
Right, lovely.
tiny
Well, cheers
bit.
for everyone who joined us and just listens in the background.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Wonderful as always.
Night.
Cheers very much.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Night night.